the left, goes down wanting a free kick, not going to get one. Jared Gillett unmoved for a while. Fulham have an extra man, but Miles Lewis-Skelly bites into a challenge on Sasa Lukic.
Well, I don't know how much time Fulham think they've got on the ball, but I mean, it's been 11 minutes and they've had none, and yet they still think they've got minutes. They've got to move the ball quickly.
Trossard plucks it out the sky, left wing. Miles Lewis-Skelly to Calafiori. At the back for Arsenal with William Saliba. Ben White down the line to Bukayo Saka. All the way home to Saliba, the right-sided centre-back, and Arsenal will swing it out to the left-hand side. The noise has just gone up a couple of decibels here at the Emirates. There was a nervous quiet about the place shortly after kick-off. They've settled into this one now, the crowd and players alike, and Saliba can carry it forward from centre-back. Fulham standing off Arsenal a great deal at the moment. Not a great side when going behind Fulham. Not great at dragging themselves back in games. Ben White, right wing. Options down the line. Tries to look back in field, but Emil Smith-Rowe has scooped it back up for the away side. And Smith-Rowe is tripped from behind by Declan Rice. It's going to be a Fulham free kick 15 yards shy of the halfway line.
Yeah, it is a free kick. Well, every time Fulham get the ball into a midfielder, there's 2 and 3 players around him. He has to hang on to the ball, and invariably he gets robbed or brought down. They just can't get out, Fulham, at the minute.
So Sasa Lukic is going to be the man to take. It's a long way from anyone trying to receive the ball short to feet, so it looks like it is going to go long from Fulham again. Calvin Bassey is taking his time over it. Don't look like a side that have just conceded, and a pretty big game for their season as well. Eventually they hammer it long to the edge of the 18-yard box, easily seen out by Gabriel, and it rolls through to the hands of David Raya. The quest now for Arsenal will be go out a second and try and put this one out of sight. Their defensive record suggests one is often enough, but always want that insurance, particularly when the nerves are jangling like they are. Declan Rice opening up his stride, wind in his sails, he powers forward for Arsenal, still he drives on. Saka on the right wing, up against Robinson, who this time makes the challenge and deflects it away for an Arsenal throw.
Yeah, it's blistering counter-attack from Arsenal, it really is, pushing Fulham all the way back from where they came.
Saliba, now Rice, cross to the centre circle where Gabriel waits. Have to say, Miles Lewis-Skelly has made an impressive start to this game for someone making a 3rd Premier League start of the season, who's been largely completely unfancied. He went from first choice left back to 3rd, behind both Hikapié and Calafiori. White on the right wing, lovely turn from Saka. Ball glued to his foot as he rolls it into Trossard, putting the trigger from range. And that one fizzes wide, a long way wide in the end. Good 10 yards between that and the post, but worth a go from Leandro Trossard. 30 yards out, left-footed strike was low and hard.
Yeah, he's entitled to, on his left foot, from that sort of range and angle. He's done it before, he just drags it wide. He's made a decent start. Calafiori overlapping him has given him a bit of stick, but I think I definitely would have shot there as well. And it goes back to what we were saying, Arsenal really, I mean, they've come out, clearly Arteta wants to bury this game in the first half, and they're doing everything they possibly can to make that happen.
It might seem like a silly question at this stage. Why haven't they approached games like this more often over the last 8 weeks? Because it seems a lot of games they've come out quite cagey and nervy and trying to just get over the line. This is a much better Arsenal to watch, and the results are much better at the moment as well. Yeah,
well, I think it shows that Arteta's learning a little bit from that blip that they had where they just went ultra defensive and they got found out, particularly against Bournemouth, who did a real number on them. You have to attack teams, particularly if you're the home team. But I think when the chips are down, you find out what kind of manager you really have. You know, are you going to come out all guns blazing and attack, or are you going to defend? And for too long, Arteta was too defensively minded, and it may yet end up costing them this Premier League. It will be that little bit where they didn't attack teams enough that ends up costing them.
Not been the case thus far in this one. 15 minutes gone. The voice you just heard was that of Dave Kitson, former Reading, Stoke, Portsmouth striker. And Matt Drabble, it's Arsenal 1, Fulham 0. And there could be a second on here as Calafiori latches onto a long ball in behind, but then it skips off the Italian's toe and trickles behind for a Fulham goal kick. And it's going to be Leno to take. Mikel Arteta, a man under the microscope when you win pretty you are afforded a certain amount of leeway. The way Arsenal have won at times this season means that in some camps, anything but a trophy should see his position questioned. It is a controversial opinion, but one that many Arsenal fans hold, particularly given the last few weeks and the football they've endured. On it now is Saliba, bright yellow boots as he turns round Emil Smith Rowe. Eza comes to help him out and dribbles towards his own goal, a long way from his number 10 position. Eza sideways to Miles Lewis-Skelly, lets it run across his body and helps it wide to Gabriel. Gabriel leans back, curled into the channel. Gyökeres off and running, and this is what he does best, but the offside flag is up against Victor Gyökeres. As a forward, though, you probably don't mind that ball.
No, it's a great ball. It's a great ball. Fulham had a good shape there. Saliba got himself into trouble, which encouraged Fulham to push on. So the out ball was just in behind. He just goes a fraction too early. Calvin Bassey holds his line bravely. And sometimes you can get that wrong as a defender, but it's a lovely run. And it's the ball that defenders love as well, because it gets you out of trouble.
Victor Gyökeres darting into the left-hand channel from a central position, bending his run, but going slightly too early. I suppose it is the exact type of ball that Victor Gyökeres is built for, and there's an argument if you cost £70 million, you know, you should be built for more than just one type of pass, but Arsenal maybe have been guilty of not doing that enough, curling it into the channel like that for him to sprint onto and create something, as Anthony Robinson and Jimenez go careering into one another. Both seem okay. Light rain starts to cascade down on the Emirates Stadium and on the two managers down below us. Ben White has a throw, right back position, 15 yards over halfway into the channel. Another ball for Gyökeres to run onto, holding off Bassey, who not only wins the ball but keeps it in play and then ensures that counts for absolutely nothing by curling it straight out of play again.
It's a hard ball to play, that one, from right by your corner flag up the line.
So an Arsenal throw, 18 yards from the corner flag, right-hand side. Ben White, position of some promise this. Doesn't look like they're lining one up to go long into the penalty area. It is short to Saka, and it comes off his shin and rolls away for a Fulham throw. Ball rather stuck in that corner in front of the Ashburton Army, a section of Arsenal fans that dress in all black and bring a drum, recreating the ultra scene of Europe. Slightly less spectacular, 16 blokes in black t-shirts.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Over the top it goes to Joachim Andersen, volleyed away by Anthony Robinson, popped off the chest of Emil Smith Rowe. Fulham just cannot make it stick in this game, and they need to find a solution to that pretty quickly if this is to be any sort of contest. Chukwueze looks down the line again, it's away, and Saka nibbles in.
At the moment, Arsenal are too good for them. They're too aggressive, they're first to everything, they want it more. The ball's going up to Jimenez. He's been left in a bundle on the floor, not the first striker this season. I mean, what do you want him to do with Gabriel and Saliba around him, one in front, one behind? It's impossible to take the ball down and try and play a good pass.
It does look as though they are missing the strong frame of Sander Berge, because although he's not always the most technically gifted, he can hold off a challenge or two in time to play a pass. They don't have him today. Didn't actually find word on what that injury is or why he's out of the squad altogether, but he's not here. That means it's Reed and Lukic deeper in midfield, and it's not really worked for Fulham thus far. It's the first goal Fulham have conceded inside the opening 15 minutes all season. That strike from Victor Gyökeres, although strike's a generous term, it was just tapped in off the inside of his boot after Saka's cutback. Declan Rice now back into the feet of Gabriel and across to David Raya. He'll send it long towards Victor Gyökeres, who's jumping with Joachim Andersen. Gyökeres does well initially and still batters into Joachim Andersen, who hauls him down to the turf. And he pleads innocent there, Joachim Andersen, but I think he just got outstrength.
Well, he hasn't got a leg to stand on. He's just dragged Gyökeres to the ground. Gyökeres is brilliant, just puts his back into him, holds the ball up. It's absolutely brilliant forward play. It really is. It's strong, it's aggressive. He's making it really difficult for the defender, and Andersen just loses his head and drags him over.
I have to say, I've quite enjoyed watching Victor Gyökeres notch 20 goals this season. He was a figure of much ridicule when he first arrived. At times, I think, unfair ridicule. With the way Arsenal were playing, it wasn't really built to benefit him. And he's started to find his feet in this side now, and did very well there to win the Gunners a free kick on the left wing. 18 yards from the corner flag, just a couple of steps in from the touchline. So Really nice position for Rice to try and conjure something, and that he does towards the head of Saliba, out to Eza. It's blocked by Jimenez. Last-ditch defending for Fulham, who will go chasing the loose ball, and out comes David Raya, about 60 yards from his own goal, over the halfway line to make the challenge on Jimenez.
Well, I tell you something, if I was Raul Jimenez, there's no way that I'm just letting Raya have that ball without making an attempt to
told he is about 2 foot offside.
2 foot offside. Okay, there we are. So the goal's ruled out, and it's back to 1-0.
Well, it was breathing space. It is a bit of relief for Fulham in there. I'm not sure whether it's going to change the course, because Arsenal have just been driving forward, and Fulham have barely got out the half since they scored the opening goal, Arsenal, and I'm just wondering, big
7-7 in the Challenge Cup semi-final in the Rugby Union. That is on Sports Extra right now. If you didn't hear earlier, Leinster won against Toulon in the first Champions Cup Rugby Union semi-final. Bordeaux Bath, the second semi-final. Chris Jones is on his way there now. Paul Grayson with him. You'll hear commentary on that on Sports Extra tomorrow afternoon from 3, and we'll keep you right up to date with it here on 5 Live as well. 45 minutes are up. Arsenal come forward, it's 4 against 3 for Arsenal. Eza to his left, slightly behind Trossard. Trossard trying to find a position, challenge comes in on him, and then it's cleared away to the halfway line. 3 minutes of added time to be played.
Few months, Ben White.
First half. As I thought for a moment there, Anderson was going to catch Trossard, but he got away with it.
He looked like he's had enough. He gave the ball away on the halfway line and then had to trudge back and just thought, I'll have a hack at this. And fortunately for me,
Declan Rice, Miles Lewis-Skelly take nothing away from Arsenal, though. They've been fantastic to a man, and they've rolled it in behind Calafiori here, but Leno's quickly off his line, which will quieten down the oohs and ahs coming from the home fans. 30 seconds left to play in this first half. Well, Fulham showed a pulse, if only for a moment, but it was snuffed out by that Saka second. And now it seems an awfully long way back, and Arsenal will enjoy keeping the ball, you feel, in the second half. Calvin Bassett. Still, one goal could make this nervy and interesting again. Saka dances away from a challenge, finds Declan Rice, back to Saka. Uses his body so well, Bukayo Saka, for a small player. Not a great pass that, though. Got Gabriel in trouble. Gabriel steps out, prods it forward to Trossard. Fulham committed to the press, have left spaces behind them. Leandro Trossard will run into those spaces. Left wing, step over, pass Castagna. Gyökeres's header! It's 3! It's superb from Leandro Trossard and Victor Gyökeres, who knocks home his second, Arsenal's third. Well, they look every
last time you got in the Premier League. Can you make a fist of it next season?
You are miserable.
No. But that's it's true. Do you know what though? On a serious note, on a serious note, I think if you're an Ipswich fan and you see the way that Sunderland have performed this season, and you see the way that Leeds United, I mean, they're going to stay up now. I think big win for them last night. I mean, there will be a bit more belief, but no, it's a brilliant achievement for the Automatics. They've had to work hard, so I want to hear from Ipswich Town fans. I want to hear from West Ham fans. I mean, well beaten today. I mean, you're going to be slightly worried if you're a West Ham fan. Free scoring Arsenal. Where has this come from, Mark? They look at a totally different team with Saka in, don't they? And you mentioned Stevenage. They got over the line today, 1-0 win later on against Wigan. A heartbreak for Plymouth. I think they were 2 down.
They were
2-1 down, and then they came back. I mean, give us a call, Plymouth fans. That was a bit of a sickener. And Cambridge, can you educate teams? You've got promoted now. Can you educate teams when you go up to League One? And big for Newport. I thought that they were down, Mark. And in Scotland, as we presumed, they would go down.
Oh my God,
Mark. So have
you got a whole load more lined up for later? No,
not really. No, I've got it all out. All out early.
08085 909 693 to talk to Chris in a little while. So just confirmation then, Stevenage getting that late winner in second half stoppage time to get the final playoff spot. They'll play Stockport. Bolton will play Bradford. Exeter relegated to League Two after losing to Bradford. And as Chris says, Cambridge promoted at the first attempt back to League One, got a goalless draw at Crewe. They missed a penalty as well. Here's their head coach, Neil Harris.
It almost summed our season up, didn't it? Almost summed our season up by not. We weren't a better team today, so don't get me wrong. I'm not going to tell you to paint over that we were a better team. No, it wasn't that. But we had the better chances. We had the chances again, even in the 96th minute to win it outright. We had the best chances in the game. But that's been us so many times this year, isn't it? Where we've either been the better team with loads of chances, or not the better team, still had loads of chances, and just not scored at key moments. And ultimately, if we did, I think we'd have 100 points and we'd have been up ages ago. But ultimately, look, it's irrelevant. We got over the line, so the nerves were jangling. It was tough. Me and Adam, so lucky to have Adam alongside me.
Power your next move with up to 100% asset financing from Equity for commercial and personal use vehicles. Enjoy a 90-day repayment holiday, unsecured working capital of up to 1 million shillings, and a flexible repayment period of up to 84 months. Visit your Equity branch today to apply for asset financing, or SMS the word asset finance to 24990 and we'll get in touch with you. Equity, Kenya's best bank in asset financing. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, not much. Renee obviously speaks to the group at the end, and we just come together and we have to refocus now and be proud of what we've achieved. Obviously, moving on to the league this week, and then just disappointed. We're here to win football matches and to represent this great club, and we're sad that we couldn't bring the win today.
One more sports story just to bring you. Lando Norris won the Miami Grand Prix sprint race. Oscar Piastri